Hello, I'm Mike and welcome to my channel, and today I'd like to talk about whether or not you can be a Christian if you don't have good fruit. Well, that may sound a little confusing at first, but the Bible uses the term fruit to talk about deeds or to talk about works. So good fruit equals good deeds and good works. Bad fruit equals bad deeds and bad fruit. So let me first say that you cannot earn salvation by good deeds or good works. Salvation is a free gift from God. And the reason it has to be a free gift from God is because once you're a sinner, there's no amount of good works that you can do that will make you into a not sinner. You can't take away that sin that you did by doing good deeds. The only way to take away that sin and to be saved is by trusting in Jesus, believing in Him, repenting, and then asking Him for His forgiveness. So can you be a Christian and not have good fruit? Well, the simple answer, the short answer is no. And I'll talk about some examples in the Bible that will prove this to you and show clearly, that a good Christian always has good fruit. One of the first examples is the book of James. In James, he says that if you do not have good works, then your faith is dead, that it's not saving faith. Whatever faith you have is not saving faith, because if you don't have good deeds, then your faith is dead, meaning that without good deeds, you're not a Christian. Another one is John the Baptist, when he says that every tree that does not produce good fruit will be chopped down and thrown into the fire. Meaning that on Judgment Day, God is going to pronounce you guilty and have you thrown into the lake of fire. So that seems fairly clear that you have to have good fruit, or John says that you're going to be chopped down. Another example is the gardener that had the tree in his garden, a fruit tree. And every year he came to see if there was any fruit. And for 3 years, there was never any fruit. So he told the gardener, chop this tree down, it's just taking up space in the garden. But the gardener says, no, give it 1 more year and I'll take special care of it. I'll fertilize it, and then we'll see in another year if it has any fruit. If it doesn't bear fruit in another year, then we'll chop it down. And that's the same way God's going to do to non-believers. He's only going to give you so many tries, so many chances, so long, and then He's going to decide that it's time to chop you down and throw you into the fire. And in the parable of the vine, Jesus says that if you produce much fruit, then you are my true disciples. Jesus also said that a good tree produces good fruit. A bad tree produces bad fruit. And a good tree cannot produce bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot produce good fruit. So if you produce good fruit, then you're a Christian. If you produce bad fruit, then you're not a Christian. And there are many, many, many examples throughout the Bible, but they all say the same thing, that a Christian produces good fruit and a non-Christian produces bad fruit. Now that doesn't mean that a Christian is perfect and doesn't sometimes stumble, but a Christian is going to always repent and ask God for forgiveness, and then try to lead a life that is pleasing to God. An unbeliever is not going to do that. You might find some people that perform good deeds that aren't Christians, but they are trying to hide who they really are, or they're trying to earn salvation. But they won't be able to keep up that charade, and eventually you will see them for who they are. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.